Hey, Aquarius. Welcome to your November reading. I'm Madeleine, if we haven't met before. Very delighted to have you and to see what is coming up for you in the month of November. So, we're going to start by pulling a tarot spread to get the kind of story of your month and where you are situated within that story. And to cap off the reading, we'll pull a couple of cards from the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck to get a little more guidance from Spirit. So, how you doing coming off that Taurus lunar eclipse in your fellow fixed sign? Any big revelations, Aquarius? Any big sense of understanding? Very curious, particularly for Aquarians around your home, family, roots, maybe like a sense of revelation, or maybe even a sense of like, this has to go. Like this old habit or this old way of doing things really has to go if I'm going to flourish. And that's what I'm hearing. And well, it is Scorpio season. So it is the season for shedding skins, getting rid of things that are dead and dying so that the rest of the organism can flourish, to put it in Aquarian scientific terms. So let's see, shall we? Let's get right into it, Aquarius. Let's see what's the story for you this month and where are you situated within that story. Spirit, our prayer is always to know the truth for Aquarians' highest good and to know what they can do this month to bring them closer to fulfillment, peace, security, joy, a sense of being in the right place at the right time, Spirit. What's showing up for Aquarius? And what do they need to know to embody, to bring, to get their highest good? Woo! Let's see what we got here. Feels like a fat stack, Aquarius. Perfect. Okay, so Aquarius in the month of November. It is Scorpio season. What's going on for Aquarius? Okay. Spirit said stop. Hey, water bearer. Pop your cards up right here in just a second. You're going to be able to see what I'm looking at. Leaving some old things behind. Did we not say that right up at the front? We certainly did. Looks like you are making smart decisions and you're not rushing them, which would, not be what fixed signs do. We are slow to change. We are slow to change, but once we do realize a change needs to be made, it will be made. Wow. It looks like you're doing some healing work this month, Aquarius. Or if you are not thinking about doing healing work, maybe think about it. You can make some massive strides, some good decisions. I want to pull just one more, get a little more insight into your future. Spirit, what is on the other side of this decision? Or what can you tell me about this decision? Yes, love to see it. Okay, pop them up there. I see not only are you doing some healing, but it looks like it's making some pretty clear, straightforward progress, and I love to see it. So, center of your reading, Eight of Cups. Spirit said it right off the bat. It's the season for shedding skins. It's the season for looking, we talked about like home and family and roots with that lunar eclipse in Taurus. What have I been invested in? Or, Spirit's putting this in really funny terms. They're like, what Kool-Aid have I been drinking that I need to stop because that shit is poisonous? So perhaps I've been drinking the Kool-Aid of, I'm this kind of person, not that kind of person, or whatever. Like, what are your family or legacy beliefs that might not be fucking serving you that you've been considering, like, I need to leave this habit or person or dynamic or thought process behind? It looks like you're doing it. It looks like you are leaving behind old bullshit for brave new worlds. And the new cup that you will receive in exchange for leaving behind the eight old bullshit ones is going to be full of magic. I love this version of the Page of Cups, talking to the talking fish in the cup, the fish that grants wishes. Anybody else would think you were silly as fuck, right, for talking to the fish in your cup. Don't worry about them. They ain't getting no wishes. Be open, be innocent, be even what some people might consider to be naive. And that's not like an Aquarius. I know rational, smart, air sign. But you know, as smart and as intellectual and as quote unquote rational, Aquarians are also known for their offbeat methods, their offbeat wisdom. Trust yourself. Don't like lean into that thing that is so great about you, which is I don't give a fuck if anybody's looking at me funny or laughing at me for talking to this fish in my cup. I'm gonna get this wish. Embrace the magic. That's what I'm hearing. With all your rationality and all of that stuff, some of y'all might be fucking scientists and shit, but it's like embrace the mystery, embrace your intuition. Don't worry too much about what anybody else thinks. If it fills you with joy, excitement, creative energy, go for it. Go forward. If it drains you, it's going to continue to drain you. That is not going to change. That's just what I'm hearing. So if you go, this is just what spirit's saying, okay? So don't shoot the messenger. If you keep going back into that old room, and it's like the person, perhaps like the parent or the authority figure, or and spirit is being real interesting right now because they're like, okay, for some of you this is like a parent or an authority figure, or some of you it's like this is like a philosopher that I used to trust and follow, but now I've realized that doing, you know, whichever one of these three things that I might be worshiping or believing or drinking out of an old cup that is no longer like good for me, it's like walking into a room, the person is long dead or long gone, but I pull on their old combat boots that they used to kick the shit out of my ass with, and I kick my own ass with them. Why do I do that? I'm going to throw out the boots and I'm going to throw out the ass kicking habit. Neither of these things is serving me, and they're both taking up psychological and literal space that I could use. You might want some help in doing that, and I see you going for it. You have a great fucking idea, and you need to give yourself more credit. And you might also might need to get yourself a little bit of like a team or like cohorts, collaborators. You're great with like you Aquarius, you can work in a vacuum, but like that's not where you do your best work. It's like when you're sounding off with other people, bouncing off with other people in conversation, in collaboration, that's when you do your best work. So if you've been going it alone, quit it. Take your wand. You know, I love seeing this at the center of your reading and then this crowning it. So, you know, I think of her as walking with this wand, and then here she is. She found a mount and she gets to move even faster now that she's not dragged down by all of this shit. So, I see you moving with passion. I see you racing forward, perhaps after a little bit of a slog, you know? It's like I make my wish to the fish, and then this magical mount shows up and takes me where I'm trying to go. Inspiration arrives, and I know what to do. Um, and Spirit is saying, if all else fails and you don't know which direction to move in the direction that lights you up. I'm literally talking about something as simple as like, I'm feeling kind of listless. I don't even know what I'm doing. Well, at the very least, you should do something fun, or you should do something that feels good to you, like get up and take a walk. If sitting and moping isn't making you feel good, then get up and do something else. You know what I'm saying? I see you moving in hot pursuit of a great idea, but it feels like there's this limbo period first between the Eight of Cups and then we have the Hanged One in the position of where you find yourself. So if some of you are feeling stagnant or hung up or in limbo, there's nothing wrong with you. You're in the right place at the right time. You're listening to this reading. So if that resonates with you and you're listening to this reading, it's like, okay, let me not make that wrong that that's where I am. That's where I am. And the Hanged One is having an epiphany. They have this halo around their head because it's like, oh, something is coming to them. Probably something like, hey, drinking out of those old ass, stagnant ass cups is making me sick. I think I need to quit that shit. And surprise, when they have that revelation, the knot that has them tied up to the tree and hung upside down just sort of slips loose and they tumble to the ground. It's like, oh, I can go anywhere I want now. That's what Spirit is saying. So, revelations that set you free. Revelations that, in fact, not just set you free, but set you on a course for more and for better. In the energy around, like the kind of climate around you, Five of Cups. So, Eight of Cups, Five of Cups, there's a little bit of a relationship there, right? Five of Cups is being in mourning of something that has gotten knocked out of your hands. It's like I really wanted that relationship and those cups filled, or but I really want my this person to see me or recognize me, and like they don't see me or they don't get it. You need to spend whatever time you need to spend mourning over those 3 cups, grieving the 3 cups that you lost. But what you should not do is attempt to scrape old, dirty, sandy, stagnant water back into those cups and try to sip out of them. That's not it. Grieve them as much as you need to. Come to a sense of peace and resolution. Take time. This is like the card of convalescence or recovery. So it's like, you know what? This past season that I just went through was really a lot. So I need to actually get really intentional about blocking off a week or a weekend or a day or an evening, whatever you got, to like sort out my emotions, my needs, my thoughts, and so that I can begin to bring more things into my atmosphere that feel healthy for me, that feel like they enliven me, they nurture me, they enrich me. That's what I'm hearing. And it's on the fucking way. It's on the fucking way. No, let me say, you're on your way to it and it's on its way to you. So it's like, if this train leaves this place at this time and then this, when will they intersect? Soon. Soon. So the world sitting in the potential position, your hopes and your fears are to be widely known, wildly successful, seen and appreciated for everything that you know and do and are capable of. It's also like a graduation moment, like a full circle moment. You crave this and you fear this. That's normal. The things that we really want are always attached to like the fear of not getting them or the fear of getting it and then it not being worth it or whatever, right? But this sense of completion and graduation and like, oh, I get it now. It doesn't make it okay that I went through that terrible thing or this series of bad things that I went through. But I can now understand that I wouldn't have X, Y, and Z talents or skills or sensitivities or perceptions if not for those very hard, terrible things I went through. So I'm not trying to get you to a point of like, oh, thank you so much, abusive parent, or thank you so much, shitty racist town I grew up in, or whatever. Like, thank you so much for making me into such a great person. You don't have to go that far, but it's like, you're not blessing necessarily those people, although that's great if you can come to that place. But we're talking about blessing your trials, blessing your experiences. Being able to say, that wasn't fun, but what it did do was give me great compassion for people who have been through XYZ. Or it taught me a whole lot about what it is that I need and what I'll never accept from another partner or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself some time to reflect on everything that you've been through and learned, maybe just over the course of the last year. And be like, I've changed. Like some things have moved around. I've graduated from certain things and on to the next thing. Get a sense of that. Take that time for yourself. Sort it out. Write it out. That's kind of what I'm feeling with that Four of Swords. Is like, you know, and you don't have to write it. It's like if writing is like slow and a slog, totally understandable for my more like ADHD Aquarian friends. Pull out your phone and record a voice memo or like a video diary type thing where you just talk with yourself about like, so I was thinking about that fucked up thing that happened last summer, and I was realizing that I only really learned that blank 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 from that, and I never would have gotten that, and that is amazing. So I'm not glad that I went through that, but like I'm glad I went through that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what they're getting at. Now, the future. Justice, making a really important choice, a balanced, clear-headed, balanced, like, so when I say balanced, I mean it's like the clear head and the clear sight balanced with the full and open heart. So when I employ both of these, when I make a decision, I'm going to make a great decision. It's not about right and wrong necessarily. It's about healthy and expansive versus unhealthy and closed. Okay? You move from the Eight of Cups when you make this choice. The Eight of Cups of like loss and melancholy and having to take this leap of faith where it's like, I don't even know what's out there though. I don't know what's out there. What if there isn't anything out there, but I know it's not this? I can say unequivocally, this universe, this, spirit, source, whatever you want to think of it as, rewards people who leave behind static, stagnant comforts for new horizons in the external world or within themselves. They are rewarded with that expansion, with that fulfillment. Nine of Cups says by the end of the month, you could be feeling very pleased with yourself and actually feeling like, damn, how could I have worried for even a second that I was going to lose everything when now I'm finding out that, like, when I talk to my fish, when I'm vulnerable, when I'm open, when I'm excited about something and I reach out to people that want to support me in that, I can actually get more than enough. So much that I could never even enjoy it all by myself. And I better call my friends so that we can all enjoy these beautiful 9 cups I've got filled up for us. Know what I'm saying? I see self-fulfillment. And Spirit's like, there's such a great difference between a sense of self-fulfillment and a sense of self-fulfilling prophecy. You could write your prophecy a different way. And then it's okay that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because the prophecy was, I'm the shit. You know? And if your self-fulfilling prophecy is like, I'm a piece of shit, then we need to make a small edit. Just a small little edit. I'm the shit. Okay. Aquarius. To close this reading, let us see what Spirit wants to offer you in the language of your stars. Spirit, what do you want to offer Aquarius in the month of November? What kind of themes are showing up for them that you want to guide them on how to make the most of? Hey, wow. Spirit never ceases to amaze me. So first of all, that 4th house that we kept talking about throughout your reading because of the Taurus lunar eclipse. So home, family, roots, ancestors, the past, all of these things are enclosed and encompassed by the 4th house. And then what do we do about your 4th house? We change it. Your ruling planet, Uranus, progress, genius, sudden revelations, big movements, future. So you change your past, you change your future. That's what Spirit is saying. And this is interesting because this has come through for, I think, only 2 other signs this month. So I would be curious if you listen to like your sun, your moon, your rising, or your personal planets, or etc. If you listen to any other signs, I'd be curious if this came up for you in another one of those signs. And if it did, then you definitely want to do this exercise. But I've got an exercise for you, Aquarius. When I said when you change your past, you change your future, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's impossible. I literally can't change the past. True, accurate, logical. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only changed. So you cannot destroy your past, but you can change it. Not change the past, change your consciousness about it. When you were going through it, when you were in it, it was one thing. Now that you are far away, now that you have done all these travels and have had all these revelations and have gone through all of these things, you may be able to look upon your past with new eyes. And you may discover new things as you sort through what happened to you, what your root system is, what your family taught you, what the rules are, conscious and unconscious, that you live by, right? So the practice, here's your homework, here's your offer from Spirit in that, week or day or 2 hours that you can take for yourself to sort through your thoughts and your feelings. I would love for you, Aquarius, to write a letter to a past version of yourself. Maybe you could do multiples. There's going to be an age that leaps into your mind that's like, yeah, that version of me really needs to hear from me. For some of you, it's, 7 years old. For some of you, it's 10 or 12 or 14, where it's like, hey, you're going through this right now. And I just want you to know, fill in the blank. I know that nobody understands you right now in your family or in your school or etc. But I want you to know that we're going to make it, and that I actually don't want you to change that weird thing about you that people don't understand, because I think it's amazing. So whether you write this letter to yourself, whether you pull out your phone and, do a video diary or a voice memo, go ahead and please speak love, speak healing into your past. Speak peace to that version of yourself that needed it so badly. And don't worry about whether it's logical or whether it makes sense that when something shifts inside of you, you will see a corresponding shift in your external world. That when you let go of getting on the side of your, this is just what Spirit is saying, okay? So don't shoot the messenger. This won't apply for all of you. But that you will stop getting on the side of your past abuser or your past cruel taskmaster by speaking to yourself in the same voice that they used. You will break yourself of this habit. You'll begin to understand that you deserve more and better, and shifts will take place from the inside out. So it's worth your time. A weekend, a day, a couple of hours. It's worth your time. I'd be very curious to hear, don't put it in the comments if that's too public and whatever. Shoot me an email, shoot me a DM. I'd be very curious for those of you who maybe do this exercise, what kind of comes up for you in the moment and what comes up for you afterwards, because I can fucking guarantee you that as above, so below, as within, so without. When you change your mind, change your life. When you change your past, you change your future. Okay. I feel like Aquarians are weird enough for me to say that too. Thank you for being here, Aquarius. I really hope that this was helpful for you. If you ever want to get a personal reading, you can do that on my website, or you can check out the description box below. It's where you can find me on all the things. Thank you for being here, Aquarius. I hope that the time you've invested here pays for itself many times over, and I hope I will see you in next week's reading. Goodbye, Aquarius.